and I'm the current manager of Perfect Word Language School here in Pilsen. I welcome you very kindly at my next video tip. Well, today we will have a look at two English words, rather and quite, which can be both used in a particular context, and in this context we might sometimes have a problem to distinguish between them. You can use each of them in the meaning of docela in Czech, which means sometimes it is pretty difficult to get to know for the students in which context to use rather and in which to use quite. And that's what we will have a look at today. When to use quite in the meaning of docela and when to use rather in the meaning of docela. Let's have a look. We will start with the word quite, as it's a little more used and a little more noun. So, our first sentence sounds, she's quite clever. Well, she's quite clever is an easy sentence, meaning that, well, she is clever, not too much, but quite clever. So, well, docela chytrá. So it's nothing that bad, nothing that perfect. She's quite clever. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Peter is quite a handy guy. Peter is quite a handy guy means that he's handy, but you know, it's not that much, however, not that bad. So it's like, he's quite a handy guy, je to docela šikovnej chlap. When using a noun after quite, you can have a look or you can see a very interesting thing, that this article a is not used in front of quite, as it is, for example, with very. If we use you are very handy or you are a very handy man, so we normally use the article in front of this word. However, with quite you use the article behind it. So we say Peter is quite a handy guy, not Peter is a quite handy guy. That's what we don't say. Okay, so quite means something like, well, that is good, that's not so good, but something in between. Quite good, docela dobrý. Okay, let's have a look at the sentence number 3, which is crossed out, so it means it's not correct. The sentence sounds, Mary is quite poor. Mary is quite poor should mean that Mary is poor, not so much, but she's somehow poor. However, this, if you compare it with or to these sentences, is not correct, as quite can refer only to positive words. So she's quite clever, he's quite a handy man, we are quite happy, and so on. However, if you want to say that someone is docela and something negative, like poor or sad or negative or anything else, you can't use quite anymore. So quite is only for positive collocations. However, if you want to say docela in a negative point of view or usage, you have to use another word, which is rather. Rather as well as quite means docela, however only when connected to negative collocations. Like here, for example, Mary is rather poor. So it means I want to say that Mary is not that much poor, but you know, a little poor, docela, and we say she's rather poor. So that's a good example of using rather. Another one is the weather is rather cold today. The weather is rather cold today. It's meaning the same again. So it's cold, which is not positive, it's something negative. That's why we use it with rather. And it's rather cold. Docela zima. Next one. My colleagues are rather negative. My colleagues are rather negative. So it means they are negative and they are rather negative. So it means so docela negatívní. So something in between, but it's negative, and that's why we have to use it with rather. Well, so if we sum it up, you can see that both rather and quite mean the same, meaning docela, but quite can only be used with positive collocations and rather there or in such situations where you want to refer to a negative characteristics, state or whatever. Well done, I hope you remembered it and hopefully see you very soon in my next video tip.